What up, YouTuberverse? It's your boy RB back again. Today we talking about JJ Redick and Kendrick Perkins. Nuance Machine, episode 3. Let's kick it. All right, y'all, so here's the situation.
And what is your name, sir?
Situation.
Huh?
Situation.
One moment.
Hello, Sanchez.
Yes.
Who are we going to pick up?
Situation.
Hold on. Mira, dice que situation.
That's the name of the name of the guy.
That's the name of the hold on. That's the name of the person?
Yes.
Situation?
Yes.
Hold on.
Kendrick Perkins went on First Take on ESPN and said this.
When it comes down to guys winning MVP since 1990, it's only 3 guys that won the MVP that wasn't top 10 in scoring. Do you know who those 3 guys were?
Who are they?
Steve Nash, Jokic, and Dirk Nowitzki. Now, what do those guys have in common? I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it.
And then JJ Redick called him out. So ESPN thought it'd be a great idea to get Kendrick Perkins and JJ Redick together on First Take to kind of air it out. And what happened was fireworks.
I mean no offense to you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show.
Excuse me. Oh, no, he didn't.
Where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did apply. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated
One at a time.
it's the fact.
One at a time.
It's the fact.
Do not test me, and today he took it too far. So him.
Oh, snap.
I'm going to preface this episode by saying right out the gate my bias on this one. I am not a fan of Kendrick Perkins as an analyst, just straight up. I don't think that he articulates himself very well, so he kind of stumbles and bumbles through takes and drives me crazy. Kind of reminds me of Charles Barkley a little bit, but the difference between the two is Charles, even when he's stumbling and bumbling through his sentences, he will still give you a gem here and there that makes sense and is a good piece of advice or a good take. Whereas Kendrick Perkins, I don't know, man, doesn't really seem to have many good takes to me. So where all this originates from is that Perk is a huge fan of Joel Embiid, and he thinks that he deserves the MVP. He thinks he deserved it last year and that he deserves it this year. Look, I actually live in the Philly area, so I am a Sixers fan. I agree with Perk on Joel Embiid deserves the MVP. What I disagree with is that if he doesn't win MVP, that it's because of racism. That's just silly. So why is he doing this? He is coming up with a narrative as to why Joel Embiid didn't win MVP last year and why Joker is currently the front runner over Joel Embiid this year. But just keep in mind, it's only March. Nobody's voted yet. So it's only conversations. Joker is leading in MVP voting for now. All that being said, I really hate this whole narrative that's being portrayed out there. It's like,
Oh, the woke left ESPN strikes again and they failed.
it's dumb. People always try to make something out to be some kind of conspiracy. They were having a debate about the MVP, and I highly, highly doubt that Kendrick Perkins ran this by Stephen A. Smith or any of the producers beforehand that he was going to call out MVP voters for being racist. I highly, highly doubt that. And all the producers were like, you know what, Perk? That sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. I just don't see that being the issue. I could be wrong, but I highly doubt it. Kendrick Perkins is just very ineloquently said something stupid on live TV. Now, I really, really wish that people would stop going on ESPN and just casually bringing up racism as a talking point. So this is the Nuance machine. So the question is, should we talk about social issues and racism and things like that on ESPN? Should people do that? Or should it only strictly be about sports? Well, I have a nuanced opinion on that. It depends. I would say yes, but only if something specific happens. Like, let me give you an example. Remember years ago when former President Trump called black NFL players kneeling during the national anthem SOBs and said that maybe they shouldn't be in this country anymore? Like, that was one of those moments of racism where it went from covert to overt. And I think a lot of Americans felt that way. And so in that situation, I thought it was very appropriate for people on ESPN to talk about it and express how that made them feel. But like, that's a very specific thing that happened. Like, no one would ever in a million years expect the president to come out and say something like that. So when it happened, everyone was shocked. And I just feel like it was completely appropriate for people to, on ESPN, to express how they felt about it. Perk has no specific or obvious moment to point to say, hey, that's racist. He's just creating a narrative, and that's the problem here. And look, Perk could have easily not said that on First Take and said it on like a podcast or something, or, you know, whatever. It would have been just as provocative, but it wouldn't have been on ESPN. Sir Charles Barkley had some things to say about this situation. Let's hear what he had to say.
You only voting for him because he's black. Okay.
All right,
Save
Chuck.
attorney.
Some situations beyond saving. Can't always save it when the Chuckster comes off the top rope,
You know, hey,
as he just did.
You know, I saw it on the internet. It's got to be true. Anything you see on the internet is true, America.
You can't help yourself, can you?
I cannot. I'm enjoying my last night.
Something about JJ. JJ is the only person who challenged Perk last week. I'm glad he did, because when I first heard it, I said, man, this has got to be one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Shaq can't stand the fact that Steve Nash won 2 MVPs. And I told him, I said, Shaq, he was better during the regular season than you. And you can get mad. Yeah, was he a better player than Steve Nash? Yes. But I said, guys, I played with the great Michael Jordan. I won MVP over him. Was I a better player? No. But that year, my Phoenix Suns had the best record in the NBA, and I deserved the MVP. Karl Malone, even though Michael beat them in the finals. The Jazz had the home court in the finals. You know, I always talk about ESPN disease. A lot of these guys, when they get on TV, instead they're like, well, I'm on ESPN. I got to say something provocative. And you know the thing about it, you're always going to get some fools out there. This is what bothers me also. Man, race is such a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Because very few people have a pure heart is what I call it. We can talk about race as much as you want to, as long as you're going to be fair and honest.
Chuck's really dropping some knowledge here. And look, I feel the exact same way. Like, I will gladly talk about race with anybody, but when you bring up race, just know that a lot of people are disingenuous when they start that conversation with you. They're trying to get you in a gotcha moment or an aha moment. All right, y'all, that's going to be all for this one. Tell me what you think about the situation in the comments. So as you can tell, we are getting better at this thing. So if you like what I'm doing, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Peace.